So you guys probably heard already, a couple weeks ago, Sam Harris and Ben Affleck were on Real Time with Bill Maher, and they got into a debate about Islamophobia, and Ben Affleck basically called Bill Maher and Sam Harris racist. I did a video breakdown of it, which we'll annotate to right here. But now Berkeley University has put up a petition on change.org where they don't want Bill Maher to be their commencement speaker, so we've got some text from there. Bill Maher is a blatant bigot and racist who has no respect for the values UC Berkeley students stand for. In a time where climate is a priority for all on campus, we cannot invite an individual who himself perpetuates a dangerous learning environment. Bill Maher's public statements on various religions and cultures are offensive, and his dangerous rhetoric has found its way into our campus communities. So again, I did a video about this, and I hope you guys will click it and take a look. Now, Bill Maher, I don't know if you've seen his documentary, Religulous. He hates all religions. He has been very clear. He hates religion. He has stood for every liberal principle. This is a guy who has a 30-year career standing for pretty much everything liberal. And until Ben Affleck basically called him a racist, and no one thought Bill Maher was a racist. So I think this is a little disingenuous by UC Berkeley. And I have a couple other thoughts on that, but I'm going to let you guys chime in first. Is this just bad for free speech? Just removing Bill Maher for a second, that this is happening all over the place. We keep hearing about this, where there are commencement speeches from different people, Condi Rice, all over the political map, where suddenly the students don't want to hear from anyone that they disagree with.
Yeah, it is bad for free speech. I think they need to suck it up. But I also, look, it's Berkeley. I am not surprised someone started a petition. You know what I mean? Like I was like, in a way, I actually would. If I were a professor, I'd be like, yeah, petition. You know, this is exercise your right to be heard and whatever. But on the flip side, you know, and I was raised religious, and I am no longer a supporter of Christianity. However, I will have to say, look, I think Bill Maher has a point when it comes to he's like, you're going to attack, it's like, of all the things that I've said and done, you're going to come at me with this one thing.
With religion, which he has attacked all, the big three, but the whole movie was about the big three.
But this one is specifically about Islam too, and I'm just saying, well, you know, people have disagreed with, speakers with religious backgrounds or speakers of other areas. It seems a little hypocritical that you're going to go after him for this one thing. And I feel like any commencement speaker you get for any college, you're going to find something that you can disagree with. You're going to find something that the entire student body doesn't 100% agree with. Something.
Right. So I know a lot of people would argue that Bill Maher has been the gold standard for liberal values. He has always fought for liberal values. He, and has also stood for progressive values. He wants our troops. He always talks about, we have 30,000 troops in Germany. What the hell are they doing there? He wants our government to be smaller. He wants our politicians to be more accountable. All the things that liberals always talk about: women's rights, gay rights, et cetera, et cetera. Now I get it. He got into some hot water here, but I only see this as bad.
I think where the frustration has come from is because of that line, or at least his history of being such a lib. Yeah. This big fat lib, and he's always standing for the right things. And honestly, I don't think he's always believed it. I think he's playing a role. And I think this thing has been big enough.
Whoa,
this
an entertainer playing a role? No, I can't believe it.
Yeah, he's like, let me like fit my way, to take this role,
sell some books,
and do what I can, because this is a moneymaker. Yeah. And it has been. It's been great for him. But I don't think it's been a secret that this guy has some, I guess, unfounded feelings and thoughts about people. I mean, the latest thing that just came out. I mean, he's decided to chime in about Mike Brown and Ferguson. That guy was acting like a thug. He wasn't such a nice, chill guy. He sounded a lot like, who's the old talk show with the Clear Eyes commercials, and the guy, the boring
old guy with the Clear Eyes commercials. Give me something. Clear Eyes commercials.
He's a comedian. Ben Stein. Yeah. Ben Stein came out and said, "Oh yeah, you know, Michael Brown was acting like a scary guy that he was, because he's just his size and his blackness." Yeah. Talked about how scary he was. Bill Maher said very similar things. This is like this week. Yeah. So I mean, it's not a surprise, and people have known this for a while. Certain communities, maybe they know it more than others, but it doesn't catch the attention. This caught the attention, and now it's happening to him more. And by the way, I think it's good that people are held accountable for things they said. It never happened before because we didn't have this internet thing where everything you said gets taken down and memorized and reposted, and everyone reads and goes, "Damn, I would have never known he said that unless you told me that." Yeah. So in a liberal bastion like Berkeley, you can't be too surprised it can happen. If Cenk Uygur goes to try and speak at Liberty University, they're going to go, "Get this guy the fuck out of here."
Liberty would not be having any of that. Okay, so even if All right, so if, let's say I'll grant what you're saying, that he said some things that, yeah, I mean, he's a comedian and comedians are supposed to push limits. He used to host a show called Politically Incorrect. The guy is trying to be politically incorrect, right? But what does this say about the universities, just college itself? College is supposed to be the most open-minded place. You know, you're supposed to learn all the stuff that you take into the real world. Guess what? There are real bigots in the real world. There are real racists in the real world. So if you don't allow these people to speak, and that's why I brought up the Condi Rice thing, because it's happening on both sides. Condi Rice is on the right. There's universities are saying we don't want to hear from her, and Bill Maher's on the left. They're saying we don't want to hear from him. It's like, guess what, you guys, when you get your jobs a week later, you know what I mean? When you graduate and you have a job a week later, you're going to experience far worse shit. If you think Bill Maher is a bigot, wait till you get to the real world. So what can we do to make college more tolerant? Because it doesn't strike me as tolerant anymore.
If the colleges remove them as speakers, then we have a problem. Like I said, everyone's allowed to express their opinion.
Well, they have been removing speakers.
We don't
know what's going to happen with this, but Condi Rice got the boot from that one. There's been plenty of other examples of this kind.
He's a conservative commentator. He's been taken away from two of them. Another one of these old, he looks exactly like Ben Stein.
We're doing like Jeopardy with you. I have to think of the names of the people you're talking about.
He works at ABC, he does the Sunday morning shows, but he got booted from 2 commencement speeches.
I know who
so what is it about college? Because when I was in college, and maybe it was the amount of weed that I smoked, I was pretty tolerant, and it has transcended itself into my adult life. But what is it about college now? Why don't they think, because I would guess that these Berkeley kids probably agree, and this is I think what you're saying before, I would guess that they agree 95% with Bill Maher. So if they don't agree, I don't agree with myself 100%. So they're picking 5% and saying, I don't even want to hear from him. And so why are they so intolerant? What happened to free speech and tolerance?
I mean, and I think it's what point out when this was brought up, I believe in one of the articles I read, they said there's free speech, everyone gets to have it. We don't not believe he gets to say what he wants, but we shouldn't give him a megaphone to say it. I mean, there's the guys who stand outside of football games and hold the John 3:16s and then yell through a megaphone. They can do it. But if someone says, hey guy, come here, let me have you speak to the whole group of graduating students, people are going to go, yeah, he gets to say it, but don't put him in front of me and give him a voice to spew whatever it is he's going to say.
Yeah.
I understand it, and it could get out of control. I just don't think it's out of control yet.
Yeah, okay, my last thought on this is I grew up in a world where comedians were supposed to be edgy. They're supposed to find the line and they're supposed to cross it. I have this fear that the left is starting to eat its own. You know what I mean? Yes, if you agree with Bill Maher on 95%, but then you don't want to hear him because of 5%, guess what? One day they're going to turn on you too. You know what I mean?
But if that 5% is harmful, I think is the problem.
But that's
perceived as harmful.
Yeah.
Perceived as harmful.
But isn't that the point of free speech? We're all going to say shit. Yeah, there's no answer. There's no answer, I suppose. Anyway, we'll see what happens. They have not officially decided to go with this yet or not.